Little Five Points Halloween Festival on Saturday, October 21st. We're performing a set, and then on Sunday we're going to be in the actual parade. So, is the audio working now?
It should be.
Okay.
Everything should be working. Just nobody's typing. Nobody's chatting.
Let me see.
Let's see. Michael says, can hear now.
Oh, you can hear now. Okay, great.
Okay, yeah.
Let me just text him. I think we fixed the audio. Hi, Mikey. Thanks for being here. So we'll wait for a couple of people to come back, but technical difficulties are the worst. Hi.
Slight delay. That's normal. No. Ultra low latency.
Unfortunately, we have the lowest latency setting, and it's still going to be a little delayed, I think. Live streaming is still not perfected. But yeah. Okay, so we've got
2 viewers.
Yay. Hi. So the song went live today. Super excited, and so far the feedback has been really positive. It's been cool to hear people's input on the song. We appreciate you guys getting together with us virtually, which is always a nice alternative when we can't do in person. But yeah, we're going to share a little bit about our story with the song. Hi, Steph. It's so good to see you on here. Thanks for being here. Sorry if the audio is a little bit delayed, but we appreciate y'all being here. So, did you want to start sharing?
You can start sharing. You start with your what happened. That'd be good because I always bounce off you whenever we tell people. There's very few people who know this story and what happened that night. We've shared a little bit of it, but the whole story hasn't really been told to too many people.
Yeah.
So you can go.
It was needless to say, a very crazy night, and one of the craziest nights of my life and yours, I'm sure. But it was after midnight, around like a little after 1 a.m. and Tyler was really working hard with me to get me on the road for a tour to Nashville and into New York. And the car we had just bought a couple days prior actually died as we were loading it up with gear. I'm going to let you tell this part of the story, actually.
Oh, okay.
You tell this part.
So we were loading up with gear, and we had an OEM battery, which is stock battery, and we had some trouble with it, and it should have been a new battery. They said everything was good on the car, but I decided to go to a gas station around 1 a.m. to go from gas station to gas station to gas station, try to find jumper cables, and I couldn't find jumper cables anywhere. I went to a Walgreens, a CVS. There was one that was 24 hours. They didn't have them. And I called Nadia and said, you're going in the morning. And basically just was like, I'm coming home. You're going in the morning. You're leaving in the morning. And started driving home from Walgreens, CVS, passed by, what was it? Emery's emergency room. Emergency room.
The accident took place right by Emory.
Emory Hospital, and I passed by it, and at the top of the hill, a drunk driver swerved 2 lanes over and hit me head on, and I couldn't really tell like where the headlights were coming from because there was this big curve. It was a hill into a curve, and it looked like he was going to pass me, and then all of a sudden it was just lights out. And from there, I was told that I pretty much died on the scene.
And flashback to me at the house. I was just sitting in the driveway waiting in our car that was filled with gear because the car wouldn't lock with the battery dead. I was just waiting for him to come home so we could figure out if we were going to unload and stash everything in the garage or what our plan was going to be, since I wasn't going to be hitting the road that night. And suddenly I'm sitting in the driver's seat with the door open, just kind of waiting, and I feel like a surge of energy and literally all this like electricity in the air. And I feel Tyler, like his energy is behind me in the back seat, even though there's all this gear and there's like a reaching. And I'm like, something's not right. So I looked at his location on our GPSs, and I saw that the car, he had told me like 5 minutes earlier, I'm on my way back. The car was just at a standstill. And I immediately called 911 and told them there had been an accident, and I gave them the coordinates of where the car was stuck. And then immediately called an Uber to go to what I believe was going to be a crash site. And I immediately, like, right away called one of my mother figures who lives in North Georgia, and just told her what I knew had happened. And we started just like praying and just sending good vibes that everything was going to be okay. And on the way to the crash site, I get a phone call from Tyler's phone after just like trying to reach him. And an EMS worker was like, "Hey, Tyler's here. We're on the way to Grady Trauma Center. Meet us there."
Because Emory doesn't have a level 1 trauma care emergency room.
So rerouted my Uber to Emory. With COVID and everything, I was able to get checked in, but I wasn't able to wait in the waiting room. And if you know anything about Grady, it's not in a very good area. So they made me wait outside, and they wouldn't tell me anything about what was going on, just that his condition was serious. And I just was kind of left pacing. I was on the phone with Carrie, Ma, just like talking about, like what could be, and we were just going over everything, and saying tons of prayers. And she actually was like, "We're on our way," and her and her husband got in their car and drove 2 hours down into Atlanta to come be with me and us. And
at that time I woke up in the emergency room, and I had a broken kneecap, 11 broken ribs, a collapsed lung. I almost bit my tongue off in the accident. I had a severe TBI with brain swelling. And what else? Oh, I severed my tricep. So my left tricep is actually, the small head of it is severed, and will never actually heal 100%. And I had a fractured vertebrae. And that was, and when I was in the hospital, I was sitting there after my knee surgery, which happened 12 hours after I got there, because they didn't think I was going to make it through the night. So they just waited to do my knee surgery. And then I made it through the night. They did my knee surgery, and I woke up, and my parents were finally there. Like, they were, they came in the hospital. My mom walks up on my bed, and I said to my mom, "Mom, I swear I was just in the car with Nadia. I was just there. Like, I was in her car, behind her, sitting in the back seat of the car with Nadia." And I described to my mom exactly what I saw. And
which is exactly what I felt.
Which is exactly what she felt. And then my mom and Nadia kind of put it together that I had a near-death experience at that point. Well, like, death experience. But yeah, I mean, Grady saved my life, and the EMS workers and the police officers, they all saved my life, and I'm eternally grateful for them and for everybody who helped out. And it's been a extremely tough year. Um, just trying to recover. The worst injury that I have is definitely the TBI with brain swelling, because that the exhaustion that you feel as you're trying to recover is has a lot to do with your brain. And I'm starting to work now, starting to work more, and I'm going back full time here soon. So I'm going to announce that later. But
You're announcing it now.
I'm announcing it now. I'm gonna be emailing all my clients and letting them know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty intense. It was pretty intense.
Crazy experience, and it really does, kind of affirm that there's a lot more out there that we just don't understand, and it has been an amazing reminder of not sweating certain things that I think we were like really stressing out about. And
yeah, it definitely changes your mindset towards what is actually important in this life, and it kind of empowers you too to. Don't be touching anything.
Okay. Sorry.
Did we lose our stream?
Maybe. I know we lost a screen.
We lost a screen, but did we lose a stream?
Well,
no, we're still
we
streaming.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, technical difficulties. The screen blacked out.
But it definitely, makes you think about what you want to do in your life. And while I've always supported Nadia in her career, I've realized that that's what I'm here for, is to really support her and help her move forward. Obviously take care of my own business, but she's my number one, and she always will be. And no matter what I can do to support her is what I'm going to do. So, we have a lot of announcements coming up. A lot of things that are going to be changing up, and a lot of it has to do with what happened this year.
Yeah, and I feel like through the whole experience, we were able to really zero in on who we are, like what we want, and how we're gonna do it, what we want to say, and how we want to say it, and we feel pretty grounded in things that we were doing before, where we were just shooting from the hip, and we were flailing in the wind. And I always tell people, like, if it wasn't Tyler that got into that car accident, it was gonna be me on the way to Nashville. Like, God, the universe, the powers that be, like, they wanted us to slow down. They wanted us to hit the pause button and learn some things, and we certainly...
You're really far over in the screen.
I am?
I'll pull you over. Get back in your seat.
Okay. Thanks. But yeah, it's just, you never understand why these things happen until later. In the beginning, I think we were both like, why us? Like, why did this
I think
happen?
everybody goes through that. Everybody goes through that, like, why us type phase. But then you realize that it was something that you needed, even though it was extremely painful mentally and physically. Like, I can't explain the amount of pain that I went through, even though morphine was like loads and loads of morphine were in my body. You could still feel everything, every broken rib.
Yeah. And even a year later, his nervous system is still really overactive.
Yeah.
And like, I can do like this on his knee, and it's just like really like way intense.
Yeah, my nervous system is still extremely sensitive still, and I have to, there's therapy and stuff like that I'm going through to fix that. But it's the recovery. I thought the recovery was going to be like 6 months.
Yeah. He was like trying to do things like
just sweep the floors and shit like that. But no, my dad had to call me and tell me to stay in the bed.
I was like, I need reinforcements. This man is trying to do things that are literally going to like double his healing time. Can you please?
I think my my stubbornness in that way actually helped me heal quicker though.
Yeah.
And but it did annoy the crap out of you because I wouldn't let you help me with anything.
Very rarely. Very rarely.
But so I mean, the mental strain that you go through when you're that incapacitated, when you're normally a very active, functioning human being, is something that's really hard to come to terms with. I had to come to terms with my actual mortality very quickly. I feel like I'm a 60-year-old man now in spirit.
You skipped over like the midlife crisis and everything. You're just like,
yeah, because I just don't care about like having things and stuff anymore. I care about living with you and doing things that we enjoy doing, and you know, all the life stuff.
It's not permanent, our time here. We gotta make the most of it.
Do you think we should play the song?
I think we should totally play the song. Let's do it.
So, if you guys can't hear it, we're going to play the song now. If you can't hear it, you just let us know. But you should be able to. So, let me actually just go here to our advanced settings. Monitor output. Yep. Cool. So, here it is. Here's the song.
The roads were empty, air was crisp. The moon was full, the night takes a twist. The hairs on the back of my spine lifted, felt your pulse leaving your wrist. Screaming out, this can't be it. Sirens start to roar, made the call moments before. Good guy headed home, just driving on his own. Headlights took him out, the angels coming down. Tell me it's a nightmare you wake up from. Hospitals on speed, dialing my alarm. Baby, you're my trauma bond. Felt you from the way beyond. Beg and plead, this is a dream. Heart back online, now you can breathe. Shards of glass stuck in your head, morphine addicted to death. I'm screaming out, this can't be it. Sirens start to roar,
Hey.
So that's the song.
That's the song. That was
was
inspired by this man. Thank you for being my muse.
yeah. I kind of wish that song never came out, but that you know, that's something that I'm really proud of the song because we worked on that song kind of well. I mean, I've been working on it since I was not recovering. We started 3 months ago on it.
Yeah.
With Dion.
Mm-hmm.
And Dion did a great first production, and we just added on to it and did the vocals, and yeah. So it's a fantastic. I'm very happy about that song.
It turned out really, really nice. I feel like it takes you on the journey kind of that we went on, and just as a little more backstory, our car that Tyler was in, it was a 2010 Toyota Corolla. He's 6'6", so tiny little car, big tall man. In a lot of ways, I think that actually made his injuries better than they could have been, just because of the way that everything crunched. I don't know. I'm not a crash test expert, but
the only thing that really survived was me in a painting, your mom's painting.
Yes,
in the car.
The painting. So this painting was not framed. It was one of my mom's favorite paintings that I had set in the back seat, just loose, to go take to a framing spot. Later on, I was like, okay, I'll just put this here so that way when I pass by that place, I can take it in to get it framed up. And it was my mom's favorite painting from her cousin Jan. And the painting, his mom and I went to go retrieve anything that we could from the crashed car. And that was pretty much it. That was unscathed. And it's crazy that it was unscathed because literally there was blood splatter everywhere. Like, it was just like so in mint condition. And then when I went to actually take it to go get framed, I explained like, hey, sorry, it's a little bit banged up on the back. It was in a car accident. I was like, just do whatever you want as far as the frame styling goes. Any dimensions you think will look best with the painting. My mom passed away on July 27th, and that number shows up a lot for me. 727 shows up a lot for me throughout my life. During big monumentous things, I feel like God and her like communicate through that number or something. But we went to go hang up this painting finally after getting it back from the framing, and we had intended it for this wall in the studio. I wish we could like flip the camera to show you it. Sure. But right when we went to go hang it up, we were measuring everything out, and
77 inches across, 27 inches across the painting itself, and then 17 inches down from the ceiling is where I made the mark without even really where it was supposed to be.
And my 17th year is the year that we lost her. So it's just kind of like a trippy, like weird experience. And my mom was really big into numerology too. So I like to think that maybe she like tapped in with him at the crash site and was like, no, not your time. It's crazy too, because that number did show up a lot on paperwork for the lawyer, the crash report, paperwork for when I was applying for grants for him, our mortgage, just everything. That number kept coming up, and it's just crazy to think back on and how synchronized everything was and how much we actually needed the experience. Wouldn't do it again. Would not do it again. Wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
I just want to say, or anybody who donated to the GoFundMe, thank you so much. Like, I don't think you understand how much we needed that help during that time.
Every single penny went towards
recovery,
medical stuff that we didn't even know we were going to need.
Yeah, and recovery and just some living expenses here and there, but it was a very, very extremely tough time, and I'm just happy that we had everybody. And if you donated, thank you. I know Michael did, so
yeah, thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, Mikey. And yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think of how much support came through for that, for us, and for you. We were very blessed.
All my buddies in the music industry. Some people I found out didn't even know about it in the music. And some of my buddies, like Juanita, like we wrote her, but she barely ever checks her Facebook, so she didn't even know it happened until we visited her in Nashville.
And she was like, I would have come down.
And Juanita's a badass, and she was told me she would have drove to Atlanta.
It's probably best she didn't know, because she didn't need to be doing all that now.
Yeah, and I got my new tooth, so I like to show it. You know,
Y'all helped
get
that.
me a new tooth. That's a veneer, and from because I chipped my tooth in my tongue. I'm not going to show the tongue, but I have a scar that goes smiley face scar on my tongue. And
what's crazy too, so about his tricep injury, if it had just been 1 centimeter deeper,
I would have
he would have bled out within minutes, and he would have had no chance of being revived.
Yeah. So a lot of miracles happened that night.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
Life
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, any questions or anything you want to share?
There's a small delay, but we'll answer any questions for anybody.
Yeah.
See if Mikey or Stephanie have anything they want to ask.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, look, there's my little mole and your mole.
Oh yeah, we
Other side.
We both have little moles. They communicate.
They're facing.
Maybe that's how we found out about the wreck.
The wreck.
Yeah, your mole sent a telepathic.
That's our antennas. So.
That's funny.
I gotta find a way to reduce latency on this.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean,
it's not bad.
Yeah, as far as live streams go.
Where are we at? Live stream. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But okay, well.
Well, we really appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out with us and listening to our story. We're working on speeding it up, you know,
and being a little more articulate with it.
Yeah, it's just we go back into the night and it gets a little jumbled and emotional still. But we really appreciate your support with the song and the live stream and of us and
everything.
Yeah.
I just hope you enjoy the music.
Yeah.
I really just hope you enjoy the music and stream it and tell people about it. And the best way to grow her audience and grow her as an artist is to just word of mouth and help people and tell people about it. And we're grateful for every time someone
shares a
song or
today, Ian said he wore his Rise hat at work and somebody followed me on Spotify.
Yeah.
Just small things like that. We're celebrating the incremental growth, you know, and grateful for the people who help spearhead it.
Absolutely. So.
Love you all. Thank you.
Look, its little hearts are going to show up.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Let's end it. Right?
Yeah.